Hello everyone, welcome once again to our channel. This is a simple Excel dashboard for mobile app usage data analysis. This dashboard has been created with the help of this data that we have. I will explain you what this data is. We will create some pivot tables, and after creating these pivot tables we will create these simple charts that you see here. You will learn how to bring this data dynamically. These headings and these numbers are coming dynamically from these pivot tables itself, and all these charts are also created with the help of those data. You can see we have different type of we have a background here. We have given some shadow to these charts, some we have given some boundary or border to these numbers. Everything that you see here will be taught in this tutorial. So let's get started and learn how to create this simple static dashboard in Excel. So here we have the CSV file. In this CSV file, which is mobile app usage analytics, you can see we have app ID, app category, user age, we have platform name, region, daily active users, average session time, crash rate percentage, and total in-app purchases. So what we usually do is we click here in the last column and press Ctrl A or select all, and after pressing Ctrl A we press Ctrl T, which is table. So it will create table for us, and we will say my table has headers. Here table name is given, so we will call it app usage. This data represent mobile app usage of different apps, whether they belong to social category. User age group that uses these kind of apps is senior, platform is Android, and there some numbers are given. So some categorical fields and some numerical fields are given. Once we have done this, it will be better to save it as an Excel file. Currently it is an CSV file. So here is that file. We are saving it as Excel SX file in the same folder. Now we are in the Excel file. Once you have created your table and everything, next step is to go to insert and add a pivot table from a range. Once you will do that, you will be able to see your table name that you just created and click new sheet. So here we are seeing pivot table in our new sheet, and we are going to rename this sheet as pivot underscore tables. So here we are going to store our pivot tables, and we are going to create another sheet which will be our Excel dashboard. So now we have three sheets. This one will be our Excel dashboard. This one will have our pivot tables. So once you have data like this, like daily active users, average session time, crash rate, etc., what you can do, you can build some KPIs. So when we create a dashboard, let's say we conceptualize our dashboard, easy way. So when we are creating a dashboard, let's say this will be our dashboard, something like this. Here we will have our heading. Here we will have some KPIs, and then we will have some visuals like this. These will be the visual. This is something as you saw in the intro part of this video. And similarly, we can create another row with some more visuals. So that's what we are going to do. We are not going to use filters here. For filters, we have a different tutorial which I will explain you later. So here you will be having your headings and some KPIs. So our KPIs can be how many different apps do we have, what is average daily users, what is average of average session time, etc. So for our KPIs, we are going to use this pivot table that is created. Once this pivot table comes, you will be able to see pivot table fields. These pivot table fields are have app ID, app category, user age group, platform, etc. So here we will first select app ID. Now because app ID is a alphanumeric value, so from app ID we will go to field settings, and here you will see custom, and we will select count. and we will say count of apps. How many apps are there? We'll click OK, and we will put it in values. So this is how you will be able to see count of apps. Now once we are putting in values, we have to change the name properly. So this will be count of apps. We will be saving it like this. Okay. Now in this table itself, we will add another column, that is daily active users. Here sum of daily active users is there. We will select average. So we will just write it average DAU, average down, and in number format we will go to custom and select this option, which is 0.00, to show only two decimal places. Once you will click that, you will see your daily active users. Then we have average session time. So again, instead of sum, we will go to value field setting. We will select average. So we will call it average session time. Average session time. And this average session time, if there is any spelling mistake, please ignore that and change it in your case. Then there is number format. Go to custom, again two decimal places. Click OK. So now we have number of apps, average daily active user, average session time. We have something like this. Now after building average session time, we will select crash rate and total in-app purchase. So for them also, even for crash rate, we'll select average. So what is average crash rate? Average crash rate percentage, and number format custom. Otherwise sometimes we see 6 or 8 decimal places, that's why we are doing this. And finally sum of total in-app purchase, this also average total or average in-app purchase. So this will be the heading name. This is, so now once we are seeing this table in A3, in cell A3 of pivot tables, we have the heading, and in A4 we have the values. So now we have these values here. Now let's try to build our dashboard as we imagined it. So first of all, in an empty sheet, go to view, disable grid lines. Later we will disable formula bar also. We will need it for now. Then you can go to home and you can select all and give it some kind of background. For example, we can select this type of background. We can either go with entire blue color, or we can go with black color, whatever you think is your choice. Now in this background we are going to add our heading. So we will go to insert. From insert, again we will add shapes, where we will add this rectangular shape, and in this shape we are going to write our heading, and this heading will be mobile app usage data analytics. So we are writing mobile app user data analytics Excel dashboard. This is the heading. So this we will write. Then go to home tab, align it vertically center, horizontally center, and you can increase the size and make it bold. So control, simple shortcuts, controls B and all. Now we have this mobile app user data analysis dashboard, and here for some reason it is showing blue, so we'll select the same color. Which one was it? This one. So we'll check that later. Even for your shapes, because this is shape, so you can go to shape format. For your shape you can add different kind of fill. So what if we use this fill? And for our shape outline, we can select some outline like this. So this becomes our heading, and now we have our heading. Now we have to put our KPIs. So for our KPIs that we have created, we can directly add text box, or here also we can add a shape. So like we are adding this shape, and we can go to home, format painter, and like we can copy and apply here. So same styling will be copied here. and this way we can build these KPIs. These KPI boxes that we are going to use, like there, because we have created 5 KPIs here, we are going to use 5 boxes. So right now we will add some text box. So we will go and insert text box. So we will add 2 text boxes. So we'll go and add a text box. This is first text box, and in this text box we will write equal to pivot underscore tables exclamation A3. So now you can see it has automatically fetched the heading of that particular KPI or label of that KPI. We are going to use it in full width, and now we can format it. For example, because we have a dark background, so we can select something with a light background. We can select a light color for this. So we can select this and light text color, make it bold and increase its size, align it center. So this is number of app, and similarly we can copy this now. Yeah, we can copy this and paste it. So like we have another text box, and here we will write pivot tables. That was A3, so this will be A4. A4 will represent that number. So here pivot tables is basically this table, and A3 and A4 are these values that you are seeing here. That's how easily you can copy values. So that's how you can do that. Let me fix that. So now you can see we have this ready, and similarly now we can copy all three. So first copy the outer box, then hold control and copy all of them, press Ctrl C and V and paste it 5 times because we have 5 KPIs. So now we are going to use these 5 KPIs. Obviously we will adjust their position properly so that they have equal space. That is something that we will do. But here this will be B3, like second heading will be B3. So we will just enter, and second value will be B4. So that's why I created that pivot table, and now we can copy format painter and apply the same styling here. So now you will be able to see those numbers. Similarly here this will be C3 and this will be C4. So you can see how easily with the same logic we are copying. This will be D3. Don't forget to press enter every time, and this will be D4, and this will be E3 and E4. So now we have copied all the numbers and their headings dynamically from previous tables. So now done that, and now we can copy format painter, apply here, copy format painter, apply here, apply here. Now you can see in some heading, because in some headings the heading is shorter, but in some cases we have bigger headings, so we can easily increase its width. Same here, and that's why we are using this entire row for our KPIs. One good practice will be to obviously use equal size for all these KPIs, like equal width for all these KPIs. So then it will look good. This will be average in-app purchases. Now again, format painter, we have to apply the same formatting to these numbers, and this is how you can do that. We are using a black and white kind of interface. You can use a more colorful interface, like you can add more colors, so which can be easily done here. Like here are some examples that you can see. These are all Excel dashboards. You can see how we have used different colors here or color schemes here. So in a similar way here also you can set colors and all. we are just using this kind of interface. Once you have done that, you also have, obviously we can increase their font size, so we can keep 20 pixel. So once we have done for one of them, we can copy. Let's do that. Now let's say I'm saying, but let's say we try a different type of color for heading. So here you can find more colors. Let's say we want to try this blue color, so we can select this font, and from here we can select this blue color. Or if this blue color is not properly visible, we can select maybe this one. So obviously you can try different things, whatever suits your need you can apply them. And sometimes brands will give you some kind of guidelines, so you can use them as well. Even here, for example, I want to separate this, I will use this. So mobile app usage analytics, this. In Excel we also have icons, so you can go to insert and see icons. Let's say because this is mobile app usage, so we have some data like mobile, so we can insert this mobile icon here. And for this mobile icon also we can, because this icon color is there, I don't know why I'm not able to select. Okay, now I am, was weird. So now we can select this mobile icon, and for this also this is graphics format. So in graphics you can use some color, for example like this. So and then you can paste it here along with your headings representing that this is some mobile app usage data. And for your KPIs, like for example number of apps, daily average user, if you want you can add some icons here as well. So for example, let's put these numbers on one side, and on other side we are going to use some icons. Like for example, here are some icons that you can try. Like these icons are representing some numbers, so we can select this one, and let's say for number of users we can say this one. I think we have to show apps itself, so I will show this one, this one. I'm not putting too much time here, but you can give some time and insert that. For money like purchase, we can add some monetary values. So now you can insert these icons. This is money. Let's say we want to represent app purchase. So now we can add this icon here. Sometimes selection is a problem. And then we can fill this like that. This is session time. So we have some time related icon. So we can add it here and apply the same formatting here, not here, but same formatting to this icon. I am saying I don't know what is happening here, but yeah. Similarly, for average daily user, actually we have a user icon, so we will use that. Let's get rid of it. For average daily user, we will add this icon. We'll select like this, and then you can put the number. Then for number of apps, let's say I want to show any of these icons, or average crash rate. Obviously for crash rate we can select a different kind of icon, but let's try this one for now. You can spend more time, and you can actually create these icons using tools like Canva as well. Make sure that when you are creating an icon, it's transparent, because then only it will be properly visible for your charts and visuals. So now we have created or added these icons in our dashboard, and we can also increase width of this one to match its neighbors. So now our KPIs are prepared. Make sure that you are saving your work every time, because sometimes it will sometimes apps, this Excel may crash or you may lose your work, so make sure you are saving it. Now after this we will create some more visuals. So in our case, for example, let's say average in-app purchase or average daily active users is our target field. So then what we do is we try to see how average daily active users is related with average session time, average crash rate, average in-app purchase, and other categorical fields like app category and all. So what we'll do, we'll copy this pivot table, paste it, and this time I will get rid of everything and just keep DAO here, and then I will select app category. So app category wise daily active users can be selected, or app category wise total active users. For that we have to select this. So we can write total DAO. I am just writing DAU so that it is properly visible. Total DAU is this. So you can see for different type of apps, like for education, finance, game or social, what is different values. Now because we are not using filters, for filters, as I said, we have a dedicated tutorial series. We have a dedicated tutorial series for Excel in our profile itself, and that particular series can be used for understanding filters and is getting started with it. Otherwise you can simply understand this also. Like now what we can do is we can select this, and after selecting this we can go to insert and we can add a pivot chart. So we can add a simple column chart here. Let's say we try to add a 3D column chart. This is a simple 3D column chart representing something. So we can write here. So this is total DAO per app category, and we can copy this and paste it here. Now once we are pasting it here, remember as we imagined we have to put three apps like 1, 2 and 3. We have to put three graphs here. So that's why we will keep its width like this. This is total DAU or total daily active user per app category. We can reposition this heading. We can click on this image like this and increase its height like this. If you want, you can customize its background. You can see here like we have this kind of background as well. So if you want to keep, you can keep a dark background like this, or you can select a particular color for it. So for fill, let's say we want the same color or similar kind of color that we have here like this. So this is that color here. For this heading, let's say I want to decrease its size. Yeah, it's okay. And here you can right click and format plot area, where you will see different options, like you can give it some kind of border, you can give it some kind of fill, or you can enable some shadow. Like we have some shadow presets like this. So we have that. This shadow preset is enabled in chart. We can click outside also, and here also we have format chart area, where we can add these shadows. Because it's a dark background, we can select some light shadows. And for shadow presets, like we are selecting this option, blur, we can say we want 15 pixel blur, 15 point blur, and distance we can increase up to 9 point. So this will give you some kind of 3D kind of effect, as you can see here. So this is your first chart representing total DAU per app category. Similarly, we have many other categorical fields as well. Now we can get rid of this. We can copy this, paste it once again, go to pivot table analyze and show field list. So if it is not visible, this time we will select user age group like adult, senior or teen, what kind of user is that. And then again we will go to insert pivot chart, and from here let's say we want to show pie chart. So we can select a pie chart here, a 3D pie chart. We can click OK. Now this is total DAU per user age group, per age group. Now once you will do that, obviously we can make it bold and all. We can select a different kind of background for this as well, and fill, we can use the same color that we used previously. Then copy and paste it here. So and we can use the same kind of formatting, same kind of size. So we can adjust the size and all, because in this case these slices are representing different things. Like this blue slice is representing adult, orange senior, and this as teen. So that's why a legend is also visible. If you want, you can click on it, press delete to disable it, but it will be needed for users to understand what is actually happening. Now as we formatted previously, we can go here, shadow preset, this one. You can see we have some shadow. This we select as 14 pixel, this I select as 9 pixel. So we have same 3D kind of effect here as well. And now we have total daily active user per age group. So here Calibri body 16, here Calibri body 14. So make sure these headings are of same size, otherwise sometimes it will look out of place. Now we have that. Next we will go back again. So we have selected this. Let's get rid of this. We will paste the pivot table once again. Again go to pivot table analyze, because when I am placing it in my dashboard, I am disabling the field list. So now I have selected it again. We also have platform, so we will show. The idea is we are selecting one categorical value and one numerical value, and we are creating simple type of graphs. We'll insert pivot chart once again. So by default only some kind of pivot charts will be available, like histogram, box, waterfall. These will not be available. As I said, in our full course, that is on our Udemy profile, we have explained everything. That full course is in the profile itself. You can buy that course. Otherwise, you can try this example for now. We will go with a horizontal bar, and here also we will go with a 3D bar chart, and here we will select that. Click OK, and here you can see we have the data that for iOS and for Android what are these values. I will get rid of this so that we can see the numbers properly, and we will say heading is total DAU per app platform. Here also let's select the same background. For example, if I go with this chart and I use the same fill, this, so I can select something like this, and color I can go to home, and for font I can select the same color. Even for these labels we can right click font, we have their font color. We have to select something that is properly visible, their size should also be visible, like this is Android. Here also, so we can select this chart area, actually increase its size so that these labels are also visible. If anything we want to customize, we can right click here and select its font color and select its size. so that it's visible. So obviously you will need a bigger chart area for these numbers to appear properly. It is being shown as 18 pixel size. We actually have other headings in 14 pixel. For formatting, what we have done so far, shadow again, this shadow, color, same. This one is 14 point, this one is 9 point. Hit enter. Now we have the shadow, copy and paste here. Remember, I'm closing pivot chart field and everything here. So you can now adjust the width and height properly to show the value. So whatever you are seeing here, like you can see that how easily can we create these dynamic values. If you actually have a filter, I'm just showing you, like if you want to add filter, although that is explained in the full course. Let's say we want platform as a filter. So you can copy the filter, and because we have copied all these tables, like we have copied and pasted, so these filters will change everything. You can see like these filters are being applied on all these values, and here even in your dashboard also, like if I select platform as a filter, let's say I want to use this platform as a filter, and for my slicer I want to use two columns. So if I select Android, you will see. If I select iOS, you will see that. So you can use these filters. So remember, once you are using filters, you can apply this same filter. For example, if I see this table, pivot table analyze, filter connections, so we can enable that. Now once you will do that, this will change for the other table also. So that's how you can apply the filter to all these tables. So if you have to apply it to all tables, just select them, pivot table analyze, filter connections enable. We are not using filter this time, but you saw other reports where filters were used. So this is how you can create your first row. Now as we have done this, we will go back to pivot table. We don't need this filter, but later if you need it, you can add. Similarly, we can add another pivot table here. In pivot table analyze, we will enable the field list. Another very important thing for us is region. So if you see, we have these different regions like North America, South America, Europe, etc. These are continents that are given here. So for this chart also, we can go and insert a pivot chart. So here again, we can use some bar chart or pie chart or a different version of pie chart. And let's say we want to show percentage, so we can also show something like a donut chart here. So in a donut chart, you can see we have these kind of options, and you will be able to see those numbers also. For example, if we keep this, so here you can see there are some charts where you can see the numbers as well, like what is the contribution of these different countries or these different regions. So this will be total Dow per continent or region. I will just write region here. And because we were using different charts, we have to use more area, so we can increase size of this donut. And as a background, I can click on this home and I can simply click here, and that's why we can customize this. We were using 14 pixel and this color. So now we have the data. If you want to customize any slice, if you want to change design, what you can do is, for example, let me show you a simple way of doing one thing. So you click here, you just go to design. Here you will find more designs. So if you like any of these other designs, you can go with that as well. We will copy. Obviously, we have to use the same styling. So first of all, I will try to match its size. Later, I will customize it further. and here right click, format chart area. We don't have any border, but in shadow, you remember we added this 14 point blur and 9 point distance, so that it kind of gives something like a 3D kind of view. I can see that these graphs are of different sizes, so I will make them of equal size. First, let's create all charts. So in all previous examples that we have compared numerical data with categorical data. Here we will see relationship between two numbers. So instead of categorical value, we will select daily active users and total in-app purchases. Not here, but we will select this and total in-app purchases. So here you will be able to see those two values. But these two values are both numbers. So we will keep one of them in rows. So now it shows as a row label. So instead of row label, we can write daily active users. What we will do is we will, when we have to compare two numbers, we use a scatter plot. So I am selecting these values. We cannot directly insert a scatter plot in pivot table. So if you will go and select a pivot chart, you will see that scatter plot will not be available here. So here we have the scatter plot, you cannot create. That's why we have copied this, and after copying we will paste values here, like paste as a simple text, and after pasting as a simple text, then we can create scatter plot. So then we can create a scatter plot. Here this scatter plot is outside pivot table. How to make it dynamic is something that you can learn in the complete course, as we mentioned. Here also we can select a dark background, and we can use the same fill color as we have used for other charts. So I will try to match the same color. Later I will decide. And we can copy this and paste it here. So now we have the similar kind of color here. We can arrange this, and this is showing here. We can change the heading. This is Dow daily active users versus in app purchases. So this is showing. You can see a slightly downward trend. Obviously it has a weak correlation, but you can see a slightly downward trend indicating that when x-axis is increasing, when daily active users are increasing, you can see this value getting dropped. So total in-app purchases are getting dropped. You can create chart between, you can put total in-app purchases on x-axis and daily active users on y-axis to see relation in reverse. Here we can select these points, and you can see line and marker settings are given. Its color is given, so either you can select a bright color like this, so that at least we can see the markers. Here also we will not select any line. So for border, no line. For shadow, again this preset, I have repeated it multiple times, so I'm just doing it this time. So let's do that and hit enter. So this way you can actually create relationship, or this you can evaluate relationship between two numbers. Now in all previous charts we have taken something on x-axis and something on y-axis, but here we have selected region, daily active users, and average session time, like we did earlier. In average session time we can go to number format, select custom, select this number format so that we can see these numbers. So you can see that these two values are of different scale. So what we can do here, we can insert a combo chart here. We can go to combo chart and you can select something like this. So here in your clustered column, you will be able to see total daily active users, and in line chart you will be able to see average session time. Other types that are available are this also, like here you can see for South America and all, and here average session time is being shown. So you can select different type of charts and options. You can select something like this as well, where total daily active users by region are being shown and average session time by region are being shown. But we prefer line charts mostly when we have something related to time on x-axis. Although you can use it here, but we mostly use that. So that's why better type of chart will be to use this. If we use this, a chart like this will be created. We can narrow it down. So we can narrow the legend position, and we can increase the width of our main chart here. So you can increase the width and height to use the entire area, and then you can definitely go and use the same background color. If font colors are not working properly or are not visible, you can go here and select a different font color, click OK. So it will be visible like this, and obviously because we want to show numbers with some padding from left and right, so we can do it like that. Now we can copy this and paste it here. Here also we have to apply some same kind of settings. So we'll close this and we will do that. So now you can see this is created. We can right click and format it as well. So we can format chart area. Border will be no line. Shadow will be the same thing that we have done so far. So a 14 pixel or 14 point this and 9 point shadow. So now we have this simple dashboard with us, and what we can do, we can zoom it to 100%. So we have this dashboard here. We can click here, and after clicking we can auto hide this to present it. We can also show tabs, and as I said, we can also hide the formula bar. So formula bar can be hidden, headings can be hidden, so that we have more area for presentation. So this is mobile app usage data analytics Excel dashboard, and you can see obviously we can now click here and give some margin from bottom so that these shadows are properly visible, and we can do it in all these three charts. So this is something that you can try from your end also. This is a simple static chart. As I said, in our complete course, which is on Udemy, you will be able to learn how to create dynamic charts also, and how to add more different type of charts here. So everything is there. Thanks for watching this part. Have a nice day.